Allahu wa Baraka. First and foremost, facing the east, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory, infinite glory, to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Ruach Dash. A double honor to the elder apostles, the prophets, and the teachers over at GMS that have been bringing out this 100% truth for the last 30 plus years, not wavering to the left or to the right, but bringing sincere truth and sincere doctrines. Salatu. I got a little tongue-tied there. Today, get Luke 12 and 2, I think. I'm going to start there. I think it's Luke 12 and 2. Let me look. This is that. I don't have this one on my notes, but I want to start at Luke 12 and 2 all of a sudden. So let's do that, right? I should have put it in the notes. Luke 12 and 2. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Luke 12, verse 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Verse 3.
No, that's good right there. There's nothing concealed that won't be. How about this? I'm going to read it to you in the NLT because everybody likes those rewrite versions of the Bible. The time is coming when everything that is covered up will be revealed, and all that is secret will be made known to all. So, not only did Putin, Elon Musk, but also Bill Gates finally admit that the real Israelites are so-called black people, and yes, the ones that came on the slave ships. Isn't that neat?
Yep.
Isn't that a neat story? You can buy the Russian Icons book, but it costs a person like me about, I don't know, $6,000 because the truth is expensive. The truth is expensive. There's nothing that's concealed. But what does this have to do with this class? Because today's class is more about the end time. But fulfilling the prophecies, that's what we're talking about right now. This is also a prophecy that has to be fulfilled for the end to come. This is a prophecy that has to be fulfilled for Jacob's trouble to start. They got to know who they're going after. Now they're letting you know who we are. And it's going to piss a lot of people off. Because, we've been telling you for years. For many years. But that didn't matter. Let's get started with... is that it? There it is. Let's get started with Revelation 7 and 3.
Revelation 7 and 3. Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, neither the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our Yahweh in their foreheads.
Do you hear that, guys? Don't harm anything until we seal the elect in their foreheads. So right now they're telling you who the elect is. So everything's being revealed. So you start to see a little bit of destruction. We must be getting close to that time where everybody is already being sealed. You got to see what's happening around you now. Let's jump around some more. Zechariah 13 and 8.
Zechariah 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein.
So in the land, 2 parts, that's talking about 2/3 of the Israelites. They're going to be cut off and they're going to die because they refuse to come back to the truth. They refuse to follow the instructions of the Bible. That's simple, the Bible. The doctrine, this, that, no, the Bible. Read the Bible, know that it's written for you, about you, and to you, and start following the instructions. And then you'll find out whether or not, if you can receive instruction, whether you're part of the 2/3 or not. But 2/3 are going to be cut off and die. And it told you in Revelation 7 and 3. It says, what does it say? It says, wait, do not harm the land or the sea or the trees until we have placed the seal of Yahweh on the foreheads of his servants. Well, once that happens, 2/3 of you are going to die. How do I know? Because 1/3 is going to be sealed. Let's keep going. Revelation 12 and 17.
17.
I think so.
12 and 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God, Yahweh, and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai.
So this is how you're going to be cut off. So the dragon was angry with the woman. The woman represents Israel and declared war against the rest of her children. Those are the descendants of the 12 tribes. So who's the dragon? That's the beast. That's that beast system that we live by. That great red dragon. So anybody that would be holding an office position in the government would be part of the dragon. And they're the ones trying to take us out. They're the ones that have declared war against us. Through his policies, he shall cause craft to prosper. Give me Daniel 8 and 24, 25, I can't remember which one. Daniel 8 and 24. Daniel 8 and 24.
And
8 and 25. Daniel 8 and 25.
And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the Prince of Peace, the Prince of Princesses of Prince, but he shall be broken without hand. Let me read that again.
Please do. And say you got to chew it up every now and then so you can get it right.
And through his policy also he shall use craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the Prince of Princes, but he shall be broken without hand.
So now when you go back to the great dragon made war against the woman and fought against her children. So how did he do it? Well, through his policy, he caused craft to prosper in his hand. Let me get it in the NLT. I love the NLT. He will be a master of deception and will be arrogant. He will destroy many without warning. He will even take on the Prince of Princes in battle, but he will not be broken, though not by human power. Though he will be broken, Salakia, he will be broken, though not by human power. Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, and the Shabbat, the Yahweh's army. That's why it's not going to be human hand, because he already told you we're going to destroy this place. Plus, you guys are going to destroy yourselves, but it clearly says not by human hand. Going back into the scripture, because all of this is adding up to something. All of this is building up to something. They're trying to start wars against us, but they're doing it secretly on paperwork. So if I go to cross the street, but I don't use the crosswalk right here, I might get a life sentence. Like, what is it, Saks on 5th Avenue? The guy stole a pair of socks, clean socks. He got a life sentence. Yeah, he did, and he really did. So, and that's what we're coming into right now. That's why they're increasing the draconian law, I guess you could say. They're increasing the oppression. And watch this. What's the definition of draconian law? Come on, tell me the definition. Collins Dictionary. They don't want it. Oh man, I should have got it out earlier. Because when you go into it, oh, here we go. Government actions that are extremely severe but not necessary. Like, so to overdo it. Like how they'll beat a guy to death inside of the police station while he's handcuffed, or knock a guy out cold that has Alzheimer's. He falls down on his face. The guy grabs him by the back and tells him, "Get your hands off me. You're resisting arrest." While the guy's laying, we're watching his body hit. That's a draconian law. That's how they enforce draconian law. They extremely severe consequences for very little crime. But anyway, back to it. Let's get back to it, because this is all building up to something. Like I said, Jeremiah chapter 30, started from the top. Jeremiah chapter 30, NLT.
Verse 1.
Yeah, just start from the top.
The word that came to Jeremiah from Yahweh, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord, God of Israel, saying, Write thee all words that I have spoken unto thee in a book. For lo, the days cometh, saith Yahweh, that I will bring again the captivity of my people, Israel and Judah, says Yahweh, and I will cause them to return the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it.
Listen to this. Did you hear that? So the Lord gave a message to Jeremiah, and he said, this is what Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, the Shabbat oath, Yahweh of Israel says, write down for the record everything I have said to you, Jeremiah. And this is the part, this is beautiful. He said, for the time is coming when I will restore the fortunes of my people of Israel and Judah. I will bring them home to this land that I gave to their ancestors, and they shall possess it again. That means we're not there yet, all you Amalekites, you Israelis. It says we shall possess it again. We're not there yet. I, Yahweh, have spoken it. Let's get a precept on that. Zephaniah 3 and 20. Zephaniah.
Zephaniah 3 and 20. At that time will I bring you again, even the time that I gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before the eyes, say Yahweh.
And I'm sure that goes right back into Luke chapter 12, where he's telling you that, let's get it, because I got to get it now. Luke chapter 12. Just any version, I hope. And what did it say right here? There is nothing that is covered that shall not be revealed. Read that again. Zephaniah. Zephaniah 3 and 20.
At that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before the eyes, saith Yahweh.
So the beginning of that is there's nothing that's covered that shall not be revealed. And what do I mean? I'm saying they just told you. They're telling you on mainstream media, Putin, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, they're telling you the real Israelites are black people. So that right there, so-called black people. So right there, that's the first step. That is the first step to knowing who our people of salvation are going to be. So it says that time is coming where we're going to get our fortunes returned. Well, at this same time, they're starting to tell you who we are. They're showing you who we actually are in this truth. We've been telling you all until we're blue in the face for years, but you don't want to listen to your own people and the people outside of our people just smirk and laugh at the big phones on the street. You know what? It's beautiful though. Read that again though, one more time.
At the time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise praise among all people of the earth. When I turn back your captivity before your eyes, say Yahweh.
So he's going to remove us from captivity. He's going to restore our fortunes.
What?
Yeah, he's stuck. Well, you know, it happens to people sometimes. So he's going to restore the fortunes of the people of Israel. He's going to put us back in our land. You know what? Give me Jeremiah 14. We got to get that one too. I see Tazma pulling up. The other brother had to work late, man. That's the problem with this captivity, man. They don't care. They don't care about our God. They only care about their wicked system.
Right.
So
Jeremiah 14 and
2.
Jeremiah 14 and 2.
1 and 2.
The word of Yahweh that came to Jeremiah concerning the death. Judah mourneth. And
Wait, I'm sorry. Isaiah 14 and 2. And I was like, that Judah mourneth against him. Salakia. It's Isaiah 14, 1 and 2. 14. There it is.
For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and will not choose,
And will
yet choose Israel and set them in their own land.
Hold that right there. For the time is coming, that time is coming when I will restore the fortunes of my people of Israel and Judah. Now read that again.
For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
So that's beautiful. It's telling you this time is coming. And what happens when he restores our fortunes? He turns all these other people into our slaves. Why do we keep trying to tell you guys, come back to this truth? There's only a short time left. The Most High is only dealing with the elect. He's not dealing with all of Israel. And anybody that's trying to be how would you say it? Like the unity camps. If you want unity, you're gonna lose. You're not gonna get unity because two men, unless they be agree, can two men disagree and still walk together? He's only dealing with the ones that agree with him, that he agrees with, that he chose, that he knew was going to follow his instructions. The rest of you are doomed. So if you have a spirit on you to come back to the truth, you better come back to the truth. Let's go back into Jeremiah chapter 30. Pick up where you left off in verse 4. My man. Sounds like it sounds like my brother here has got a little bit of a lost voice. So we might not hear too much out of Tazma today, but I guarantee you he might come with a preset. So we were talking about how Bill Gates, Putin, Elon Musk have all now come to the surface with the description of the Israelites, and that we are the Israelites that came over on the slave ships and that were so-called black people. So I was telling the people, I'm just bringing up this real quick, I was telling the people that this is part of the prophecy that has to be fulfilled to get to that Jacob's trouble. But I haven't got there yet, so we're barely in the beginning. So go back to Jeremiah chapter 30 and pick up where you left off at verse 4. There's waters in that backpack.
And these are the words,
the green and gray ones.
and these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus says Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doeth travel with child. Wherefore travail with child. Therefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness.
One more.
Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
That is beautiful. He said, I hear cries of fear, and there is terror and no peace. That's right now, people. We came into 2025, everybody was clenching their seat like, damn, what's going to happen next? They've been doing so much stuff to us in the last 4 years. What's going to happen next? This is supposed to be the worst. What's 2 plus 2 plus 5? 9. What's 9 upside down? 6. Everything's upside down and backwards. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. He said, let me ask you a question. Do men give birth to babies? No. Then why do they stand here ashen-faced, hands pressed against their sides like a woman in labor? That's like a woman in travail, because everybody's sick to their stomach with the way this place is. And what is it going to be? Read verse 7 again. It doesn't translate in this one.
Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
So we are coming into that time right now. The prophecies are being fulfilled. I told you when we brought out what was it? Zephaniah 3 and 20. Oh no, wait. Well, mine went blank. Sorry, my mind went blank. Read that again. Read that first part again. And their history has never been such a time of terror. That's what I was going to. A time of terror. Read it again in the King James, please.
Jeremiah 30.
30 and 7.
Gotcha. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
That day is great. None is like it. So what are they doing? First, they're going to tell you who the Israelites are. And like I was saying earlier, that it said that the Israelites, what did it say about us? Man, every time I go back to that, my mind goes blank again. How did it go? The great red dragon was wroth and started war with the women and fought against the children. So when you find out who we are, now you know who to fight against. And that is going to, so them revealing who we are on mainstream TV, now everybody knows who to look for. So when it comes down to it, that great red dragon hates Israel and wants to fight against the descendants. That's the woman and those are the children. We're those descendants, and that's why when we were talking about the policies. So they're starting with policies, but they're going to come at us full force. And now that they're putting who we really are on the surface, you don't just hear it from us anymore. All of your most revered top people on the nobles, our truth has made it to the nobles.
I got a precept because this is prophetic. This is the book of Hosea, chapter 1, verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living God. And that's what these devils have finally admitted after years or decades, centuries of concealing the truth. Now it's come out to the forefront that we are in fact the sons of God, but there's a method to their madness. They're not doing this because they are happy to know that they've known all along. This is a very strategic move on their part because they're about to make their move, like the brother was saying, Revelation chapter 12, verse 17, that he's going to get wroth with the
He was wroth with the great red dragon was wroth with the woman and caused war against her and fought against her children.
So that's what's about to happen. You know, this is probably the year that's going to happen.
I hope so. Let's get it over with. We're under great oppression over here. We're all under great oppression over here. This isn't an easy task. And you know what? When you're so good, you make it look easy. That's cool. That shows that you're putting in that righteous work. If we're making it look easy, great. It's not. It's not. Every weekend, all I do is sit around waiting for this class to happen. That's all I care about. I even told my wife, "Now, how could you make me go grocery shopping? You know I don't like to leave the house until it's time to do the class." And I'm dead serious about it. Let's get back into this truth. Let's go into the book of Mark, chapter 13, and verse Mark 13 and 19.
Mark 13 and 19.
Mark 13 and 19.
For in those days shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation which God created unto this time, neither shall be.
So, for there will be a great anguish in those days. Then, at any time since, so there will be great anguish in the days, all like so bad that it won't be as bad as since the beginning of time. So this will be the worst. This one still stuck. That's like 10 minutes now. He's been standing there. He's been standing there since before you got here in that position. He has not. I don't even know if he's breathing anymore. Straight ahead.
About 10, 15 minutes. You'll see. If he moves, you can
This is what this place is like now. You see this guy? He's been standing in that position. He's been standing there since the class started. He has not. I was wondering if he was breathing or not. So that's what it's like around here. That's breathing. There. So these days, that's that great anguish too. That's like people are so far gone. Everybody has to do something to get their mind off of things, if you know what I mean. Everybody's doing something to try to take their mind away from what's going on around them. We're at a point now of no return. Even if they try to stop this tsunami of prophecy being fulfilled that's coming in, you can't stop it. You remember have you ever seen how a tsunami hits? You don't see nobody trying to stop it. You see people running. And that's what's going to be like, that's what you guys are going to be doing. You're going to be running. Let's jump around some more. The book of Daniel, chapter 9 and verse 12.
And he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, but bringing upon us a great evil, for under the whole heaven have not been done as has been done upon Jerusalem.
No, this is good. So this is the New International Version. You have fulfilled the words spoken against us and against our rulers by bringing us great disaster. And that's all you've done throughout time. That's why they're saying, oh, you know what? We should probably give them reparations. We should probably do that. You know what? You guys are the Israelites. All right. Drop dead and give us our land back then. Straight up. That's my reparation. It says in the scripture, I will not have rest until your blood is spilled on this ground. So you can give me all of your money that you want. I'll even spend it up. But that is not a reparation. These days, the money is what do they call money? It's like a bill or something, or a dollar bill. Money is debt. Give me gold. I'll take the gold that has
How was money?
Yeah, Yahweh's money. That's right. Gold is Yahweh's money. So, there it is. There it is. It finally showed up. So this is the New Living Translation, Daniel 9 and 12. You have kept your word and done to us and our rulers exactly as you warned. And they did. They told us exactly what they were going to do to us. And you know, in Jewish witchcraft, it's called Kabbalah. And they have to tell you what they're doing, whether you agree with it or not, before they do it. You have to accept it, not agree with it. So, it's beautiful though. So you definitely have carried out those words. You have kept your word and done to us and our rulers exactly as you warned. Never has there been such a disaster as happened in Jerusalem. We have been enslaved by every single nation on this earth. And you guys are all going to pay. As soon as we hit Jacob's trouble, it says we are going to be saved out of it. Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 24.
Start at the top.
Matthew, chapter 24, NLT. Start at verse 6.
Shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
But wait a second. So we're hearing of wars. We're hearing of rumors of wars. It's telling us that 1/3 only. So this is an encrypted message. All these Christians, they can say, yeah, don't be troubled. We're going to be saved and go into the pearly gates. Okay, whatever you say. But what I'm reading right here is that 1/3 that he chose, his chosen elect, because it says, don't destroy anything until I have sealed my elect in their foreheads. So you're going to hear of wars for the elect. The elect, we're going to hear of wars. We're going to hear of rumors of wars. But fear not, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. How do I know? Because we're not even in Jacob's trouble yet. We haven't been saved out of it yet. And our salvation, oh man, I had a scripture on that. Oh, I just remembered it right now. How great our salvation is. How we won't remember anything but the salvation that Yahweh's, like we won't remember Exodus anymore. We're going to remember how he took us out of the north country. It might be in this class. I might have it in here. But that's beautiful. We're going to forget about the Exodus. We're going to be thinking about how we came out of this place. What's the north country? We live in the north country. We live in North America. Think about it. Read verse 8.
All these are the beginning of sorrows. We're back up to 7.
Yeah. No, jump up to verse 21. 21 and 22.
For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be.
So wait a second. It says, there will be a great anguish, and it'll be worse than any time ever in history. That's what they're trying to, that's what the instruction book is trying to let us know. That we're coming into the worst time ever in history. And you know what's crazy about that? There was a fucking flood that killed everybody except for Noah, his 3 sons, his wife, and their wives. Wow. There's going to be a time worse than that, and you guys are out here smirking, out here hollering, holla, 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 holla. That's all you got. You know you're having a good time. I can see that. It's fun. We're having fun out here. Are we, though? Because at the end of the day, you got to pay for all the fun that you have. The fun we have is in righteousness. It's a different type of fun. It's, how would you say, it's acceptable. That's a beautiful word, acceptable. So let's read 21 again. For there will be greater anguish than at any time since the world began, and it will never be so great again. So once he sets things straight, once he whips everybody back into line, it'll never happen again. That's why so many people don't want the end to come, because they know Israel is going to retake that rulership. We're going to retake that rulership, and that scepter will never be removed from our hands. He said the scariest thing is that so many of our people still are still involved in Christianity.
You have the scariest time, like the brother was just bringing out. This is going to be the scariest time, the scariest event that the world has ever seen. But they are believing in the lies of Christianity. Okay, so which means they're going to be ill prepared. This is the worst time. This is the worst time to be ill prepared for something so great and catastrophic, because it is going to be catastrophic. Okay, make no mistake about it. Everybody's going to be affected. Okay, because you chose to ignore the prophets that were out here on the highways and the edges. Okay, making the epistles on YouTube. They're trying to implore you to repent, come out of these Christian whorehouses, harlot houses, and you laughed. You thought it was a joke. You dismissed us. You discredited us. And now you're going to see, like the scripture says, then shall it be known who are my chosen. What you're going to see, you're going to see who was telling the truth this whole time, right? It's going to be made perfectly clear who the liars were, you know, in that, you know, with the Christian pastors and such, and the brothers who were telling the truth, the prophets out here on the highways and edges. And then it's going to be too late for most. Okay, maybe the Heavenly Father may open a window of mercy to some of you Christians, you Israelite Christians, but by and large, man, you're going to be done. You're going to be done.
Let's go into the book of Joel chapter 2, verse 11.
And Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, for he's strong that execute his word. For the day of Yahweh is great and very terrible, and who can abide it?
That's beautiful. Yahweh raises his voice, so he shall utter his voice before his army. So he's going to tell them, charge, or whatever he's going to say. He's going to give those commanding words to fulfill these last end time prophecies to the Shabbat, Yahweh's army. Okay, so it says, let me see if I have it, let's see what the NLT says, or, you know what, I'm going to get it in the English Standard Version. Yahweh utters his voice before his army, for his camp is exceedingly great. He who executes his word is powerful, for the day of Yahweh is great and very awesome. Who can endure it? So who can, you know, like, hey man, I got this really good new hot sauce. Do you think you can endure it? In other words, do you think you can handle it? The day of your house is coming. Do you think you can handle it? We're laughing at you now. We know who we are. We told you who we were. You guys tried to gaslight us for the last 40 years, ever since this truth started coming out. 40 years plus in the truth. So it's beautiful now. Now we're laughing. Bill Gates is telling them, no, the Israelites are black. Putin, he's got the Russian icons book. Oh, nope, it's showing the real pictures. Not this iconoclasm right here. Not the iconoclasm, the replacement theology right there. We've got the receipts right there of them literally painting the faces white. We've got the receipts. Now the truth is coming out. Now you're going to find out, them stupid punks on the street corner screaming and yelling at everybody. We've been telling the truth the whole time. We've been telling the truth the whole time. We've never lifted a finger. We've never raised a brow. We've never even interacted with any people around us unless they came and bothered us first. All we're here to do is deliver a message. The mailman goes from mailbox to mailbox. He doesn't stop and start telling people about their mail. He delivers the message and then he goes to the next house. And that's what we're here to do.
Right.
And guess what? It turns out that our time here is almost up.
Right.
And that's a beautiful thing. Let's go to let's go back into it. Let's get Zechariah chapter 14. Zechariah chapter 14. Yeah, 1 and 2.
Behold, the day of Yahweh cometh, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the woman ravished. And half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city.
For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravaged, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Then shall Yahweh go forth and fight against those nations, as when he fought in the day of battle. So guess what? You guys are going to come in, like we said, this is Jacob's trouble getting ready to happen. You're going to come in and try and take all our shit again. You're going to try and rifle us down. I have a rifle. It's called, I'd actually have to look that up. I'm pretty sure it's not talking about an actual gun. But it might as well be the same thing, because when you rifle somebody down, you're taking their life pretty much. They're gonna tear us down. They're gonna ravish our women. Do you know what it means to ravish the women? You might want to look that one up. I'm not gonna say it in my class and scream it out for all the nations to hear it. But they're going to ravish, they're gonna come in your house, they're gonna take anything they want, and they're gonna destroy anything they don't regard as necessary. So, wow, that's horrible. That's Jacob's trouble. But wait, there's another verse right after that one. And it reads, then shall Yahweh go forth and fight against those nations. You think, who can endure? Straight up, who can endure? Who can handle his fight? When he pleads with all flesh. Give me Isaiah 66, 15 and 16. Let's see who can endure. Because that's what it's coming down to. He's coming down to fight for us. Isaiah 66, 15, and 16. That's it. I got 5%. I'm a 5% right now.
For behold, Yahweh will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh shall be many.
That's beautiful. Then shall Yahweh go forth and fight against those nations. How? With his chariot and with fire. He's going to plead with all flesh and his sword. So go ahead. I can't wait for Jacob's trouble. I'm excited for it. I'm tired. My feet hurt. I work from morning till night. This guy's sick and at work, and he had to work late while being sick. Can barely even speak. That's why I was yelling his words for him, because I had that stupid fucking van driving by with all his loud music, interrupting a religious worship, which is illegal. Actually, not to that extent, but let's go back into it. So, I got a few more. I want to get to the salvation, so hopefully I can get to it before my device dies. Hosea chapter 1, 9 through 11. Hosea chapter 1, 9 through 11.
Then says Yahweh, call his name, Lo me,
Lo am I.
Lo am I, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your God. Yet the number of children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered.
Oh wait, you know what? That was the first precept you brought out. I forgot. It's already in here. So keep reading. Read it. That's the spirit. That's the spirit. Because I wanted you to read 9 through 11. So go ahead and finish.
Verse 10. Yet the number of children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living Yahweh. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel.
And that there it is again. So we kind of already went over this, but that's the spirit. I forgot that I had even put it in my notes. And it says this is the most important part, though. They've been telling us all these years that we're not the children of Israel. All these years, all of a sudden, the nobles. So our doctrine has reached the gates of the nobles. Our preaching this truth, and now they're even having to admit who we are. And so the beautiful part about that is the Judah and Israel shall be gathered together and put themselves one head. We're going to have a king. That's going to be King David. And above King David is going to be Yahushua. And above Yahushua is going to be Yahweh. It's going to be that way forever. Let's keep jumping around because I don't want to lose my device just quite yet. Ezekiel chapter 7. Ezekiel chapter 7, KJV. 6 through 12. So let's just start at verse 6.
An end is come, the end is come. It watches for thee, behold, it is to come.
The end is come. You know it's the end times when they're finally telling you that the real Israelites truly are the so-called blacks, Mexicans, and Indians. I hate that word Indian. It's native nation, but we're native to this. We're indigenous on this land. But anyway, keep going.
The morning is come unto thee, O thou that dwellest in the land. The time is come, the day of trouble is near, and not the sounding again of the mountains.
Keep going.
Now will I shortly pour out my fury upon thee, and accomplish mine anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense thee. Recompense, excuse the water, for all thy ambitions.
So I will recompense thee for all thine ambitions. He said, I'm going to judge you according to your ways, man. So think about that. We've got the 1/3 elect. Don't tear anything up until those guys are sealed. And now all of a sudden you can start to see the ground starting to crack. You can start seeing little cracks everywhere. Oh shit's starting to get torn up. Are we finished? Are we all sealed? Has he finally made his decision that I've had enough? I've had enough? In fact, I'm about to lose my device, and I didn't put my Bible in there either, like a dummy. So, where were you at? Shortly I'll pour out my fury upon thee, accomplish mine anger upon thee. I will judge thee according to thy ways. That's not sounding good for you. That's not sounding good. Behold the day. Behold the day. Behold, it is come. The morning is gone forth. The rod has blossomed. Pride has budded. Violence has risen up into a rod of wickedness. None of them shall remain, nor of their multitude. nor of any of theirs, neither shall there be wailing for them. You're going to be destroyed. Ain't nobody going to care about it. There will be no wailing for you. No one's going to mourn your death. What we're really going to do is celebrate. And even the trees will, what does it say? Even the trees will rejoice. Trees will go all in the wind, just extra happy out here. Let's jump around some more. This is down. Dang it. It was at 80%, then it was at 12%. I don't know where all the percentages went. And I didn't even use it all day. Let's go to the book of what did we just do? We just did Ezekiel. We did Ezekiel. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, starting at verse 8 to 20.
Therefore, thus says Yahweh of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will punish the king of Babylon and his land, as I have punished the king of Assyria. And I will bring Israel again to his habitation, and he shall feed on Carmel and Bashan, and his soul shall be satisfied upon Mount Ephraim and Galilee.
That goes right back into I will yet choose Israel and put them in their own land, and the strangers shall be gathered to them. And so the other Israelites that don't know who they are, they're going to finally wake up. Why? Because even the nobles are telling you who you are finally.
I believe that.
Yeah. Read what word? Read 20.
In those days and in that time, says Yahweh, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none.
They want to see us sinning, and we won't be. The iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, but there will be none. We're going to be put back in our right minds. It'd be like, hey, let's go jump off these buildings together. That's what it'll be like to think of doing sin. Hey, let's go have some bacon. No, let's jump off the building. It's the same thing. And in a right mindset, sinning would be like trying to jump off of one of these buildings behind you. I mean, how else could you compare it? Because you're not going to do that. You're not going to contemplate, oh, that sounds safe. That sounds great. No, because we understand. Keep going.
And the sins of Judah, and they shall not be found, for I will pardon them who I reserve.
We've fulfilled our recompense. We've repaid the Most High with a curse. So he's saying, you guys have fulfilled your captivity. No more oppression. I'm going to put you back in your right mind. You're not going to sin anymore. And the sins that you had in your past, I'm going to get rid of them. I'm going to forgive them. Is that it? No, that's good. Let's go to the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1. Now we're getting forgiven. Now it's starting to change a little bit. Somebody's going home.
And in Daniel 12, verse 1, and at that time shall Michael stand up,
yes,
the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time.
So it goes right back into Jacob's trouble, how when we get saved, it's going to be like a woman giving birth. Why are you bent over like a woman in travail? So it's saying through all of this great oppression and all of these trials and tribulations that are very painful mentally, sometimes physically, it just so on and so forth. He's saying that, read it again.
At the time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. So
while you guys think that you're going to be on top of us forever, well, it says Michael's going to stand up and start fighting for us. It tells you that Yahweh is going to send his army. They're going to fight for us. Then they're going to put us back in our own land. You guys see why you don't want us to wake up? You guys see why you keep gaslighting the truth of the Bible? It doesn't look good for you. I mean, if you're on that side of the fence, it just don't look good. It's starting to look real bad. You got your own leaders telling us who we are. Is that it on that?
No.
Keep going.
And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book.
There it is again. That hopeful elect of 1/3 of the children of Israel. Everybody else is doomed. If you're not receiving this message, you're fucking doomed. I love that word. I don't know why, but that's the word. You're doomed. Is that it on that? Let's go to the book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 26.
Romans chapter 11, verse 26. And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion and deliver, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. For this is my covenant unto them, when I shall take away their sins.
That's beautiful. So get Sirach chapter 12 in the Apocrypha, because it says all Israel shall be saved, and I'm sitting here telling you only 1/3 on this side, the chosen elect, the ones that are found written in the book of life. Those are the ones on this side that are going to be saved out of Jacob's trouble. So what happens to everybody else? Well, they're not going to be saved out of Jacob's trouble, but in the long run, they will be saved. You're not gonna get the same salvation for being a wicked idiot punk all your life and then thinking that the Most High is gonna be like, oh, it's okay. We all make mistakes. Yeah, we all make mistakes, but we repent and we acknowledge that there was a mistake made. That's the difference. So you got Sirach chapter 12, or Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha chapter 12, and go down all the way down almost to the end. And he says, trying to find, there's one in here. It literally says that you must die a painful death. It's down there. I'm in the wrong chapter, man. I can't find it. I can't put my finger on where the verse is at, but it literally tells you 2/3 that you are going to have to die that painful death first, and then the 2/3 that won't make it on this side, that will make it on the other side, will be saved. But anyway, let's just go back into it. Matthew 16 and 27.
Matthew 16, verse 27. For the Son of Man shall come to the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works.
Isn't that beautiful? He's coming. And I love bringing that verse out a lot, because that's what we're coming to right now. The Son of Man is coming in his glory. Yahweh is going to show up with the Shabbat. Oh, that's Yahweh's army. He's coming. He's bringing his Father's army down here to tear this place apart. But Israel, the 1/3, the elect that are found written in the book, will be saved out of it. The rest of you are going to have to die. And it does say painful death. Let's jump around some more. Let's go to we got 2 more verses and we're going to shut it down. Isaiah 62 and 11.
Isaiah chapter 62, verse 11. Behold, Yahweh has proclaimed unto the end of the world, say ye to the daughter of Zion, behold, thy salvation cometh. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him.
That's beautiful. So how will Israel be saved? Because that's what he's saying. He's coming to save and take care of and put Zion back in their rest. That's the children of Israel. They need, and what is that rest? It means that we're not going to be under oppression anymore. We're not going to be in sin anymore. We're not going to be under the thumb of all these other nations. We're going to be on top again, but we're going to rule in righteousness. Yes, we're going to rule in righteousness. That's why even the trees are going to rejoice. That's why we're going to appoint a king, and it's never going to be changed. And how are we going to be saved? This is why, like I said, this is why you're not going to remember the Exodus when you see how Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai comes and saves us. Revelation 11 and I think 12 and 13.
Revelation
11 and 13. 12 and 13.
And they heard,
Yep.
and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither.
Hold on. This is our salvation. This is why you ain't gonna remember nothing but what you get ready to hear. When you see this go down, you ain't never fun. You are never going to forget it. Go ahead and read.
And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them.
Okay, right there. Now we know why our salvation is going to be so great. We're going to hear his voice. And he's going to say, come up hither. And now there's going to be certain ones of us that are going to go like this. We're not even going to, there's going to be words. He's going to tell us what to do and it's going to happen. So the mortal is going to put on immortality. And we're going to rise right back up into the kingdom. Now, read it again.
And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them.
And their enemies beheld them. So guess what? Everybody's going to, because you're all our enemies. Even you 2/3. You guys are all going to have to watch that. And that's when everything's going to be made plain. Because you're not going to have it. I love it how people are like, oh, when I go into judgment, I'm going to plead my case. You don't have a case. You're going to know that you were wrong as soon as you watch us rise up. You're like, oh, but there's going to be a but. You're like, oh, I should have. I could have. I didn't. And I can't even say I would have because I wouldn't. And you know what? That was pretty much all I had. One more verse and we're going to close out with this. Because we're going to be saved out of Jacob's trouble. It says, so read verse 13.
And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and 1/10 part of the city fell. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the God of heaven.
So as we're watching the destruction of this place go down, we were affrighted. We were scared. We're going to be scared when we see what we're being pulled out of. Wow, we were in that? Oh my God. All praise. Call Chalaya Yamla Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai Waharakwaddash. Khan. In other words, all praise, honor, and glory. The glory belongs to the Most High and His Son and the Holy Spirit, because we will be saved out of this. We're already standing here. We're already on these blocks. And this is, like I said, this isn't no easy work. We don't ask anybody for anything. We don't care. All I care about is doing Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai's work. That's it. Then I go home. And you know what I do? I go back into studying. and then so on and so forth throughout the week. That's why it tells you be in season and out of season. In other words, you've got to constantly be in the spirit. There is no just backing out of it. There's no like, well, you know what? Let me take this off and get back to the world. You can't get back to the world once you're on this side. There ain't no world for you. There ain't no place to get back to. The bridge has been burnt. And with that being said, unless you guys have anything, I know you're feeling sick today, so if you got eyes to see, you got ears to hear, facing the east. We want to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Ruach HaKodesh. And double honors to the elder apostles, prophets, and the teachers over at GMS that have been bringing out this truth for the last 40 plus years. Shalom.